Good evening. Welcome back to Garage Grubbin. And I've got another favorite tonight of mine, and it's a favorite because, again, of course, it's simple. It's really hard to screw it up, and it tastes so fine. So we're going to start with Kielbasa. And Kielbasa, this is Polska Kielbasa. Polska, I'm gonna go on a limb here and say it probably means Polish. But it's made with pork, turkey, and beef. Very simple. And this brand, just to point out, is Eckrich. And Eckrich has been making this Polska Kielbasa since 1894. So let's see. Yeah, that's a long time. They're pretty good at it. And I will tell you this, the flavor of this stuff, the spices, it comes out beautiful every time that I've made it, and there's hundreds over the many years. And I don't know what the blend is, but they have nailed it. And so I use it as my go-to kielbasa, and the spices, the flavor, the moist, the tenderness, is just fantastic. So that's the shout out to Eckrich. And as I've said many times, and will continue to say probably for the duration of my channel at YouTube, Eckrich never heard of me. They're never going to see this video. And believe me, there's no promotional consideration offered to me or accepted by me. And if there was, do you think I'd be cooking in a garage? No. Okay, the second ingredient, 1 of 3, by the way, I always have a little spray oil, is a seasoning blend. Doesn't matter whose. Onions, celery, red peppers, green peppers, and parsley flakes for probably just for color. And that's it. And we're gonna call this the Polska bake. We're gonna put it in a pan, not with a paper towel. We're gonna lay it out in the pan, and we're gonna roast it in the toaster oven for about 30 minutes, give or take, at 375. And we'll see how it comes out. But you know what? I think it's gonna come out pretty good. So we'll be right back with the preps, and we'll see how we go. So hi, I'm back. Now what you missed wasn't much, because I took my spray oil and I sprayed it in the pan, gave it a shot, and then I took my seasoning blend and put it in the pan. And so what we have here is a bed. Can you see that? We have a bed of peppers, onions, and celery with some parsley flake. Oh, there goes some celery in a pan. So it's going to create a bed, and we want a bed so when we roast and everything heats up, moisture is produced, and that'll help us keep all the good things we want to have on top of the bed moist, i.e. kielbasa. And here's our Polska kielbasa. It's ready to roll. I just took it out of the package, dried it off a little bit, and what we're going to do now with the Polska kielbasa is we're going to score it. We're going to score it, and I'm going to use my police task force knife. You don't need one of these, it's just a knife, but I like this one. It's a nice color, and I like the way it flips. Anyway, we're going to score, and scoring is very important. It's not cutting. You don't want to cut deeply into the meat, because then it kind of will fall apart. You just barely slice the upper dermis. That's kind of like skin. I don't know what it is. I don't want to think about it, but you slightly cut it, very slightly. And tonight, I think what I'm going to do for visual appeal is make X's. It's going to be a crosshatch, like a basket weave all the way down. So I'm not going to drag you through the tedious process of that. It'll take me a few minutes. But when you get back, we'll be ready to prep it and pop it in our toaster oven at about 375, I think. 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how things are going. You know, we just had a hurricane almost come through, so the weather's a little strange in the garage. You know, I have meteor what is it called, meteorological environment in here I have to also plan for when I garage grub. So we'll be back shortly for the next step. Okay, we're back, and as I predicted, I scored the kielbasa. I cut them in half first, they're kind of long. I don't think they would have fit properly if I had them full length. Scored them, laid them on the bed of our vegetables, which will provide moisture. It's going to go in the toaster oven, preheated at 375, about halfway through, 12 minutes or 10 to 12 minutes. This is a real garage, and if you hear the cars constantly going by, so it's didn't pretend. Yeah, there's another one. About halfway through, 10, 15 minutes, we're going to check them. They should golden brown on top. We're going to roll them half a turn. Very important. We don't have to do that, but it'll provide more uniform roasting, and a visual appeal will be quite nice. And by the way, these are already cooked, so I could pick this up right now and just eat it. And you see kids eating hot dogs, it's fine. Though that's not really what we're at. So we're not really cooking these, we're just kind of finishing them off, I guess. Though the vegetables, which are raw, will be roasting. So let's get it in the oven here, and we'll show you part way how we're coming along. So our oven's at 375, preheated, and we're going to slide them in the toaster oven and pull them out in 10, give them a look, probably roll them over, and I don't know if we'll give them another 10, but we'll give them probably a little more time. So we'll see how this comes out. I predict it's going to be quite good. Back in 10, and at Garage Grub, and we don't use pot holders. We're in the garage. We use a Robo Grip. That's how you get a hot pan. See that? Yeah. Forget pot holders. Huh. Yeah, this is industrial out here. This is industrial cooking. Rubbing. Okay, we're ready to bring them out. See how we're doing here. See, we're looking pretty good. Yeah, looking pretty good there. Real nice, actually. So we're gonna do a bit of a turn, because we gotta, do the same thing to the other side. But see how they're starting to open up? You like that crosshatch? What do you think of that? Pretty cool, huh? It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so we had not an issue, but there's been a remnants of a hurricane in the area, and it's kind of altered the atmosphere in the garage here. So it's taken a little longer to cook. It's cool off. So I said 10 minutes, it's been about 15. The bottom line in all this stuff is it's all variable. The ovens are different temperatures. You've got stuff going on in your environment. So anytime I give a time on something that we're cooking in the garage, it's just an estimate, okay? It's just an estimate. So we're gonna go back in, and we're gonna give this another, I'd say, I'm thinking solid 10, okay? We'll be back. Well, I think we're about ready, so let's pull her out and see how we're doing here with this Polska Kielbasa. Oh yeah, I'd say that I think that's edible. I think that's edible. That looks just glorious. Look at how these beautiful kielbasas opened up. Look at that cross. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the moisture. These are going to be so wonderful. And the kielbasa is the star of the show, but I forgot that we also have these beautiful peppers and onions that have been, kind of roasting in here and creating moisture, a little celery, and that's just going to be really a beautiful thing when we lay these on a little plate and and got that guy, and have something good to eat. So there we are. I think we have a winner here. I hope you follow suit and enjoy as well. You can put this over rice. You can just eat it as is. Well, that was another fun and really enjoyable episode. We've got some good grubbing here in the garage, and I can't wait to get that inside and start chewing on it. So that was it. That's the Polska tray bake, and I just ate some, and it was really good. And the wonderful thing about that dish is the bed of vegetables can be any number of things. You could do green beans. You could do, actually, broccoli, cauliflower would be really nice. I guess you could do peas and carrots, but that's, I don't know, it's kind of pedestrian. But in any event, if you were very adventurous, you could do Brussels sprouts, but if you're gonna do Brussels sprouts, you wanna quarter them because they take a while to bake. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back here shortly with another hopefully appealing and tasty recipe at Garage Grubbin'. Oh, your wife is calling. I wonder what I've gotten myself into this time. I'll be back.